walk?
If I couldn't, believe me, you'd be the first to know.
I'll take that as a yes.
Hello there, I'm Nathan, and today we're going to take a look at Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade PC, which was just released today by Square Enix on the Epic Games Store. I checked it out to see the opening chapter and see how it looks and feels and plays on a high-end setup. But first of all, we'll start with the settings. While there really isn't much here, the biggest change from the consoles is having true 4K 120 FPS settings available. If you've been waiting to play this game on your 3090 to see Midgar in all its glory, you won't be disappointed. Shadows and lighting only have two options though, just high and low, so you're not really getting a ton of wiggle room here. You can adjust the amount of characters that can appear on screen at once, but not really anything else. The gameplay itself feels natural but tight, just like on the console, with a complete set of options to customize controller inputs as well as secondary key binds and mouse bind options. I used a Series X controller in my short little test of the game. The visuals translate to high resolution and frame rate flawlessly, with no noticeable visual artifacts and crisp frame times that leave the explosive jumps between gameplay and cutscenes as smooth as possible. Dancing around the early bosses of the game feels like having your eyes massaged compared to some of the FPS drops you'd have if you only played this on PS4 when it originally released. And while I'd hoped Square Enix would include some modern features like DLSS or AMD FSR, the game runs well enough at native 4K that I struggled to find a spot where it hitched, even while recording this video on the same PC that I played with. Beautiful explosions and environmental physics that don't slow down the action are a joy to watch and re-experience after clearing this already on PS4. For high-end users, this game won't really give you much of a choice as far as bringing your rig to its knees, but the lack of middle ground settings is probably more of a problem for those with mid-end systems that can't afford the high settings since your only other option is low. There's no medium and not really a lot of things that you can tweak with this release. I hope you enjoyed getting to see some 4K 60 footage of the PC port. I'll just leave you with this. For launch day, I think the graphics and the performance and the controls for this remake are awesome as far as the PC port is concerned. I do, however, wish there were more options to play with in such a beautiful game with so many visuals to take in. But I wouldn't be surprised either if some of those were eventually added. It's a gorgeous game, you just don't have much control over how it looks. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave any comments or feedback below and I'll try to improve for the next one. Thank you so much and have a great rest of your year.